So, as I was saying, I got my undergraduate degree here from Elon. I got my degree in biology, so I have a bachelor's of science biology. I minored in chemistry. I pretty much lived in the science building for a prolonged period of time. All of our classes were in one building, and the teachers would joke about bringing us cots in so we could sleep there because we spent so much time there. One of my biggest regrets is actually that my dad recommended I do exercise science major instead of biology, and I thought that was him telling me I couldn't do it. So, of course, when someone tells you you can't do something, you have to prove that you can. But it's actually one of my biggest regrets that I didn't listen to him because exercise science was way more up my alley than straight biology is because it has physiology and exercise attached to it, as well as just biochemistry and physics. But I went through with it anyway and still got it. Throughout my time here, I also worked in the medical field a lot. I ran blood drives, I worked for clinics, I interned in doctor's offices, I gave free healthcare. I was really trying to get a full, complete education because at that point I was planning on going to medical school after undergraduate. During my junior year of undergrad, I suffered from a brain injury while I was studying for the MCAT, of course, and they ended up pulling me out of all of my classes while I was in my junior spring of undergrad. So I couldn't take the MCAT at the time. I went and pretty much had to teach myself the courses over the summer and go back. And if any of you have taken some high level biology courses, you know it's not the easiest stuff to be able to teach yourself. But I went back senior fall and took the GRE at that point because the brain stuff was still affecting me, but I wasn't ready to let it prolong my graduation time. So I decided at that point I was going to go to graduate school, which is what brought me here to Raleigh. So I ended up in Raleigh because I got into State's Masters of Physiology program. So I spent 2 years here working at State in a non-degree program. And at that time, because I had done so much from an undergraduate standpoint and my whole life had been about getting into medical school, I was a little burnt out when it came to the medical field. And as a result, I pretty much entirely cut it off, except for one trip I took in between my 2 years to go to Belize and provide medical care for people who were in more rural areas and didn't have access to healthcare. So we set up clinics and stuff there. But aside from that, I worked as a fitness instructor with a program called Bar 3. It's a mix of ballet bar, Pilates, and yoga. And I really enjoyed my time there. But as I was in the second year of grad school, I realized I needed to start getting back into medicine if I still wanted to apply to medical school, which is when I applied to get my EMT. So my senior second semester, I did EMT school actually back at Elon through Alamance County while I was finishing up my degree. So by the time I got out on June 3rd, I was officially an EMT, and I was told there was no way that Wake County would hire a brand new EMT. So I went to the county just north of Wake, where I live, to Granville County EMS. Granville County is a really small system. It runs between Durham and Wake all the way up to the Virginia border. As you can see, it's highlighted in blue. They run at most 5 trucks during the day and 4 at night, but they usually don't have the staffing to do that. And it really gave me the experience to push past my comfort zone, really learn the protocols and get my hands on. So I'm very grateful for the time I had there, which was a little bit under 2 years. And at that point, I decided I wanted to make EMS my career. And I knew if I did that, I had to get my medic, which brought me to Wake County. So Wake County has an internal paramedic program where they pay you to basically study and go through paramedic school. And as a result, you owe them a certain amount of years. Brian in our class did it as well. We successfully made it through that program, and now I've been working for Wake for over 2 years. I hit my 4 years working in EMS on June 3rd, so I couldn't be happier that I chose this as a career. I love it, and hopefully will continue to do so. And it's why I'm in this class. So as a brief summary, I grew up with an extremely close-knit family in the tri-state area. I moved to North Carolina when I got into college. And after college, I started working in EMS, and it's 4